Hey guys, I just wanted to say thank you for using my creator code whenever you purchase any Sims 4 DLC on the EA app or thesims.com. I receive a 5% commission each time you use my code, which means you're directly supporting me as a creator. I know there are a lot of codes floating around out there, so I am very grateful that you've chosen me to support in this way. Thank you so much. Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another apartment renovation. And we're at 1312 21 Chic Street, renovating an apartment for a single mom who is raising her two children, and they are an infant and a toddler. So we're thinking like 2 under 2 here. She's got her hands full for sure. Now, I have definitely done a similar floor plan to this before. This is not anything new, but I had a lot of fun with this apartment, and I recently just did an apartment renovation for a single dad raising his twin daughters. So we're kind of going along that same theme. These daughters are just a little bit younger, and we're starting with the kitchen and dining space, which is also, it's like a combined kitchen, living, and dining space. But also just know that this build is pre-recorded because, as I have been mentioning in other builds that I've posted recently, if you have not watched them or heard the news, I am currently on maternity leave. So I wanted to make sure that you all had some things to watch while I was away. Not 100% sure when I will be hopping back in, but I don't anticipate it's going to be a very, very long time. But I just want to make sure that me and my new baby and my husband all have the opportunity to get in a routine as a family of 3, rest and recover, all that fun stuff. So I will be seeing you all around, and hopefully I have some pre-recorded stuff to kind of hold you all out until I can get some new things out, because I am unsure at the time of me recording this. I am unsure if I'm going to have the opportunity to build things with the new expansion, businesses and hobbies. Right now, it has only just been announced. I do not know exactly if I'm going to have the ability to do builds and things like that, because I have to admit, right now, me sitting at my desk, I'm uncomfortable. I am getting increasingly uncomfortable sitting for longer periods of time. So, I just have to listen to my body, listen to my baby, and see how everything goes. But we are cluttering up the kitchen right now, as you can see, and we went with a lot of like purples and pinks. It's very stereotypical, but I thought it was very pretty. I added some touches of yellow, at least with the curtains from growing together here. I did add a high chair. Now, I am pretty certain, I'm like fairly certain with the, well, I think at least with the infants, I know they can use high chairs because they can try finger foods and purees and stuff like that, but I'm unsure if the sim goes behind the high chair to put the infant in, or if that's toddlers. Either way, toddlers and infants can use the high chair. I only added one, mainly just for decoration, because using high chairs, at least for toddlers, is a pain. Using them for infants is less painful and kind of a necessity if you want to hit certain milestones. But it might not be accessible. I would just try it out if I were you, because I think I put it a bit too close to the wall if your sim has to go behind the high chair to place the infant and or toddler in. I just can't remember. I know they placed them from behind. They placed one of them from behind and one of them from the front. I feel like the infants are from the front, so you might be okay. I'm giving this a lot of thought, okay? Because I knew when I placed it, because I've placed high chairs in many of my builds, but I usually do it in a decorative manner, or I have them snapped to a table so it's definitive that you can get to them. But in this case, I just wanted it to be decorative. But the living room is a little bit odd, at least for me, okay? So I get very uncomfortable with like more so open floor plans. And this one was really tough because I wanted the TV on a wall, and then I had the sofa on a wall as well, because having it right in the middle of this room would have been a bit odd, and it would have like disrupted the flow, if you will. I don't think it would have been something that your Sims would, in theory, want to navigate. Like, I would trip over everything. If I had a couch there, like, I would be bumping into it all the time. You know, it didn't seem great. But what I do add is an armchair, kind of to the corner facing the TV. So we do have the couch and an armchair. The coffee table is like cluttered up. We've got like sticky notes, some infant toys and things like that, some magazines. I just really wanted it to look as though Mom is doing her absolute best with these two little ones that are just running rampant in this apartment all the time. And also, it is only a 2-bedroom house, or I'm sorry, not house, apartment. It's a 2-bedroom apartment, and the infant actually has a crib in Mom's room. I was thinking of that for ease of access for Mom, because infants, I don't know, in gameplay, it's kind of dependent for me. Sometimes my infants, sometimes they have the quirk where like they don't sleep through the night, like they're like early risers and things like that. There's also a milestone of like the first time they sleep through the night. So more often than not, I would say that infants do wake up in the middle of the night in The Sims 4, and I figured it would be a little bit easier for Mom access-wise, and it wouldn't wake up the toddler, but toddlers sometimes wake up in the middle of the night too. If you don't have some of those like night lights, they'll have nightmares and they'll pop into your Sims room and start crying and wake up your adult Sims anyway. This mom's not getting a lot of sleep, okay? She's not going to be getting a ton of sleep. I think she runs on minimal sleep considering how young her 2 children are, and it's just her taking care of them. Similar to the apartment that I just did for the single dad as well, I didn't give a ton of thought as to why this mom is on her own with these 2 very young children. My mind always goes to like these tragic reasons and backstories. I don't know why that is, but maybe I'll kind of like flip the script a bit. Maybe she decided to just have children on her own. You know what? That's empowering. All the power to you, Mom. But she maybe bit off a little bit more than she could chew. She's realizing. Like maybe she had 2 science babies. I don't know. And she thought, well, I want them close in age. Maybe she's even an adult. Like she's not a young adult. So she chose to have these children on her own now because she feels like she wouldn't have the opportunity to have children otherwise. And she wanted them close in age as well as her biological clock. She feels like it's ticking, but she's realizing that it was a lot to commit to. It was a lot to commit to. And she's obviously not in a financial situation, at least the way that I envisioned her. She's not in a financial situation to purchase a house. Maybe she was just in this apartment and she's like, I can't wait around forever to buy a house because by the time I get a house, I might not be able to have children. So she kind of had to make this sacrifice, if you will. She's like, we'll make it work, we'll make do. And maybe she's even waiting for a larger unit in this building to open up. Like maybe her landlord was telling her like, I've got a bigger unit. It's like a 3-bedroom or it's a larger 2-bedroom. It would be perfect for you and the girls. If you can go ahead and put down like a security deposit or something, we'll go ahead and make sure that we hold it for you and you can move in there in a couple of months. So maybe mom was like really pregnant with the infant. She's like, I can make that work. Like I can do this, which is why the crib is temporarily in her room. I kind of like that idea. Maybe she's really close or like really good friends with the landlord too. That'd be kind of nice. I like that thought. Of course, you do have landlords in the San Myshuno apartments, but they don't function the same way as landlords do for residential rental lots. Ooh, or maybe the landlord has some residential rental properties and she's going to do like a rent to buy situation with the house. Like maybe she got super lucky in that way, but again, she has to wait. Maybe the house is being renovated or something, or the current tenants have to move out in the next couple of months when their lease ends. And she's just holding out. She's got the infant in her room. The toddler's room is like really cramped and messy. And she's like, we're almost there. We're going to have a house soon and it's fine. And because she's maybe had the same landlord for so long and they have such a good relationship and things like that, and she's very trustworthy. And the landlord is like, we'll do a rent to buy situation. And maybe she's getting like a really good deal on the house as well. Like maybe the price was a little bit inflated as it was going to be regularly listed. But since the landlord has known this woman for so long and really thinks highly of her and wants her girls and her to have a very comfortable spot, they're like, you know what? I don't need the extra money from this. We'll just do the list price as we were going to do it. And we'll do a rent to buy in like maybe after like a year's long lease or something. So essentially the rent and everything that the mom is paying over that year just goes towards a down payment on the house. I don't really know how rent to buy situations work. I've never really looked into them. So if you are familiar with anything like that, or if you've done it yourself, I would be super interested to know how that works because I'm just kind of making something up and I did not look this up prior to talking about it. So I'm kind of curious. But anyway, this is gonna be mom's room. And this is the little tiny nook that I created for the infant. I even used the wallpaper initially that I use in the toddler room. I think I get rid of it because I put one of the decals, that one from Growing Together, because I love these decals now apparently, and I use them in every infant or toddler room. I can't be tamed. I literally love them. but she made like a little nook for the infant with the bed and everything. There's no changing table, so she kind of has to make do there. But that's fine because honestly, you can change babies like literally anywhere. You can put them on the floor with a blanket, it doesn't matter. And honestly, I think she's just so much on the move, maybe with potty training a toddler at the same time, where she's like, I don't need a changing table. I don't care. If baby has a blowout, she's just going to the bathtub anyway. Like, it doesn't matter, it's fine. And speaking of the bathroom, this is going to be the bathroom. It's very boring, as bathrooms typically are for me. Not a huge fan, but there's a toddler potty, of course, because we need that. And it follows the same color scheme. But we're pretty much almost at the end of this build, so I hope you all enjoyed this one. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!